Good day everyone, Trainer Maxim with you. Thank you very much for joining me for this workout. Today we're going to do some exercises on the parallettes to prepare you for L sits and V sits. Let's go. Of course, cannot say thank you enough to all of you who support my channel. Your comments, your generosity, super thanks are greatly appreciated. And even more, now I have support angels for my channel. Thank you very much. You help me tremendously. And if you want to become my support angel for this channel, please consider give it a thought. Otherwise, just keep watching videos, keep asking questions, commenting. Any help to support my channel will be greatly appreciated. Thank you so much, everyone. Before we start training, we need to know a couple of things about the exercise and drills we're going to perform. And the first of them is open shoulders. Remember how we talked about the importance of keeping the shoulders open? Just a reminder, open shoulders means that your blades are not staying collapsed forward. Your blades have to be tilted a little bit back and diagonally down towards the mid part of your spine. Thereby we want to engage the lower trapezius, which would be pulling on the blade this way, and serratus anteriorus, which would be helping tilt the blade a little bit more forward. And all this must be done without disturbing your spine. So whenever you try to tilt the shoulders back, your spine must stay tall. Tall means upper spine goes up, lower spine goes down. Otherwise, when you tilt the shoulders back and engage the spine, you just diminish the work of those two muscles I mentioned. And it will be a perception of the open shoulders, but the shoulders will stay closed. Why it matters, why the open shoulders play such a significant role. So imagine this is the book and this is your blade. When it's forward, all the muscles of the front of your body attach to the blade, your chest, your deltoids, and etc. And when those guys are grabbing onto your blade to hold onto while they're performing the pull on your arm to help you with the L sit or anything else, then if the blade is not stabilized by the muscles in the back, if no one is holding the blade here in the open position, kind of supporting, providing good base, then the muscles in the front will easily tip the shoulder forward. And when the base of those muscles are unstable, then you greatly diminish the work of those muscles. They cannot pull successfully because they have no stable base to hold onto while pulling on your arm. And the harder you pull, the harder they collapse the shoulder forward. So that will look the following way. Let's say you go here, and often we see this position. This position will give you no strength, no opportunity to go into the press to handstands and etc. The shoulder should try to stay back with a tall spine. Otherwise, you try to go into the planche, you go forward, but the shoulder is leaning forward. And now from here, I don't feel anything, no strength. I feel as if somebody turned off my deltoids, turned off my chest. I feel nothing. I don't feel the back engagement, my lats are not working, etc. And also the collapsing shoulders forward, they make it very hard for you to keep the spine tall, because the more you allow the shoulders to go forward, the harder it is to maintain the upright position of your spine, not upright, but neutral position of your spine. And your spine eventually becomes a little bit more crunched. And that leads to the other cascade of reactions, like core overpowering, no lower back support, no back muscle support, and core crunch the torso, then the hips. Hips cannot move with these, the hip flexors cannot bring the leg up, and all the elements will be difficult. And of course, sometimes you will see that shoulders tiny bit forward, just tiny bit, whenever you're holding the L sit. Might be the case, just tiny bit. But it does not mean that an athlete really wants it. The collapse forward must be done through the resistance of your back muscles that are constantly trying to keep the shoulders in the open position, through the resistance. Because sometimes your workload on the arms is great and it will collapse the shoulders a little bit back, a little bit forward. But the back muscles are still holding the blades firmly in the back, thereby providing the front muscles some support. When there is some tilt, but not really, these guys are still holding, versus if these guys are not holding at all, if your back muscles are not anchoring the blades not anchoring the blades to the rib cage and the spine, thereby there is no tension whatsoever, then the shoulder will be flimsy, and that flimsiness will affect your entire spine. Everything will be collapsing. So we really want to make sure that during the position on the parallel bars, your shoulders are not sticking forward. And sticking forward shoulders will be happening if your spine is not neutral. So make sure that the first spine is neutral. You're reaching up with the upper spine, reaching down with the lower spine, no crunching. It's not sticking the butt out, just reaching down. And after that, you will be able to tilt the shoulders diagonally down, back. 1. And that's great. That will be your good support position. And after that, you can go forward. You can do whatever you want. You will feel some strength in the shoulders, which you can gradually develop into a greater strength, but only under these two conditions: tall spine, open shoulders. And again, even if they're trying to collapse forward, you're still trying to get them back. Even if you're failing, it's okay. It needs the collapse should be done through the active resistance of the muscles in the back, which would be supporting the shoulders. Very important. Also, a couple of words on the wrist position. I made a video about this, correct wrist mechanics. Please, when you have a chance, check it out. I explained it in more details, but shortly, we always want to make sure that these two bones here, the index finger and the F finger bone here, are in one line with the forearm. So if we draw the line here, it should look like this. And if you open your fingers, your index finger goes slightly this way. Because often we try to align the index finger in one straight line, and we are misaligning the bone of the forearms with these two bones. Now they're angled, and that will not provide us with good support. So at all time, we want to make sure that the lever of the lower arm is transitioning smoothly into straight lever of those two bones in one straight line. The more angle you have here, the more inefficiency you have. So when you're on the bar with the wrists, you're trying to position the wrist this way. Two bones of this part of your palm aligned with the forearm, and here. It means that every time you're grabbing the bar, you'll be trying to transfer all the pressure from the support position onto this area, the area of the index finger and the F finger. Because typically, we really transfer the entire pressure on the back part of the palm, where the pinky finger is, just like this, and that makes it difficult to lock the elbow, especially when you lean forward. You lean forward like this, and the whole pressure is still sitting on the pinky finger area. And locking the elbow becomes very difficult, even if the shoulders are in a great position. But if I try to position this area in one line with the wrists, like this, 1, and transfer thereby the pressure onto the area of the index finger, and see what's going to happen. 1. Now I can actually support myself here on this area, not on this. So at all time, when you're grabbing the bars, you have to try to transfer the pressure from this position to this position. So at all time, this guy goes in one line, and if it bends at 90-degree angle without deviating left, right significantly. The more deviation, the more inefficiency. So we want 90-degree here, and it bends 90-degree here. Still, the projection is in one line. Very important. It will give you much better activation of the chest, the triceps, much better support. So keep it in mind. And also, the other thing with the wrists, when you're on the bar, often we're tempted to place the hand just like this. Kind of, the bar is here, but the forearm is here. So the pressure is going all the way straight forward, missing the bar. It means that, again, the mechanics is inefficient, and we don't want it. We don't want to be supported with the wrists like this. That's one of the reasons why the bars, when you're in the support positions, keep coming apart like this, because you direct your pressure sideways, versus if you place the wrists in the forearm in one line with the with the bar as close as possible to one line. Then all your pressure will be directed into the bars, and you will not be pushing the bars sideways. That will also make your support position on the bars stronger. So, wrist, recap. I want this area to be in one line with this guy, bending at 90-degree angle. The pressure point on the bar should be on the area of the index finger and the half finger, and the forearm should be sitting directly above the bar. It's extremely important when you work with the parallettes. Another big dilemma with my students very often is that we often lose the separation of the muscle works. What it means, we have three kind of muscles for the shoulders. We have the blade muscles. They're attached spine and blade. They move the blade back, up, down, and etc. So they use the spine to hold onto, to pull on the blade. Now we have the shoulder muscles, which are attached to the blade, and they are pulling on the upper arm muscles to move your arm up and down. So they use the stable blade to pull on the bone of the upper arm, on your humerus. And there are other muscles which are operating your lower arm, hand, supination, pronation. They're using your stable upper arm to pull on two bones of the lower arms to move the palm up and down. So three groups of muscles: the blade muscles, attached spine, blade, spine as a base; shoulder muscles, attached blade, upper arm, blade as a base; and the lower arm muscles, attached to the upper arm muscles, upper arm as a base, to move your palm. So now the dilemma here, it's a bit complex, I know, but stay with me. The dilemma here, whenever you want to rotate the palm up, you actually might be using the shoulder muscles, the blade muscles, sorry, not the shoulders, the blade muscles to do so. You will be asking the muscles of the back to pull the blade back in order to rotate the palm. Well, that's a dilemma, because the palm has its own muscles of the lower arm, but for some reason your brain is asking help from the back muscles, which are supposed to operate the blades. So you rotate the palm out, you rotate in reality the blade out, and thereby you're rotating the palm out, and vice versa. You rotate the palm in, you collapse the blade. And now when it's time for you to operate the blades, when I ask you to place the blades in the correct position, but your brain has been using the blade muscles to operate the hand, well, now we have a conflict. You kind of want the blade this way, but you actually don't know how to keep the palm turned down, because you've been using all this time the blade muscle to turn the palm up. And same dilemma with the upper arm. I will be asking to rotate the upper arm in, and you will be rotating it all with the forearm and the shoulder. Rotate the upper arm back, and you might be distorting the blade to rotate the upper arm back. So we want the separation of that work. We want to be able to move the blade separately without disturbing the upper arm and the lower arm. We want to move the upper arm into the external or internal rotation without disturbing the blade and the lower arm. And we want to move the lower arm, rotation, supination, without disturbing the upper arm or the blade. And we're going to do a couple of exercises to accomplish just that. Otherwise, without that separation, you will have hard time achieving any skills on the parallettes, because often in parallettes, to hold the parallette, you have to make sure that your palm is in. But if for your brain to keep the palm in means the shoulder must go forward, then it's in contradictory with our condition that the shoulders must stay back. And if you attempt to bring the shoulder back, you'll be trying to rotate the palm out, but the palm cannot rotate out because it stays on the bar. And you'll be disturbing the entire movement, so there will be conflict. So we really need to learn how to segregate the work of those three muscle groups, three regions. We want to move the blade back without disturbing upper lower arm. Rotate the arm out without disturbing the blade lower arm. Rotate the lower arm in, out without disturbing the upper arm and the blade. I know this is mostly about the body awareness, but it is extremely important not only for the parallettes, but also for the handstands, your pull-ups, and any other skills or exercises you do for the upper body. Because again, with time, we're completely losing this ability. We are using mostly either shoulders or either blade muscles or shoulder muscles to do all the movements with our palms. We don't want that, but we're going to fix it. The final reminder about relaxation under the tension: whenever you're trying to perform any drill from today's training, try to stay relatively relaxed so that you're not tensing overall. Try to relax to the point when the body lets go all your neck muscles and facial muscles, and let them be, so that you can really pay attention to only those muscles which are really participating in the movements. And of course, breathing. Try to breathe a little bit into the stomach, not into the chest. Otherwise, you might be disturbing the spinal alignment during the holds. When you hold and try to expand the chest, that will disturb the spine. So try to breathe into the stomach a little bit, keeping your core slightly activated, but do not crunch, because the crunch is not the tall spine, right? If you crunch, you will deactivate all the spinal muscles, and it's no good. So extended spine, breathe into the stomach, not into the chest. At least try. Whenever you remember, try breathing into the stomach. I think we're all set. Let's do the drills. The first drill is going to be about the body awareness. Let's try to separate those three regions I mentioned about: the blade, the shoulders, and the arms. First, you just take simple position like this. You'll be keeping the spine neutral. With the arms completely relaxed, we will be trying to tilt the shoulder blades back without disturbing the spine. So reminder, diagonally down and back. And it should look like this. Let's do 10 reps. So standing tall, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. And notice how my measure tape is not rotating, nothing. Arms are just relaxing. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10, and done. That's easy. Now we're going to hold the shoulder blades in the tilt, in the open position, and I'm going to ask you to rotate the upper arm in and out while holding it in front. Again, do not be concerned about the hand yet. Just focus on rotation of the bone of the upper arm, and picture that the rotation is happening not at the elbow but at the socket here. Picture that that kind of ball at the end of the humerus bone, and that ball rotates out, in, out, in. So we're going to rotate the humerus head to perform the external internal rotation in our minds. So let's do this position here. Typically shoulders will want to go forward. We don't like it. Shoulders tilted back, spine tall, and now we're rotating the humerus ball, humerus head, in, out, 10 reps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And especially when you're rotating it in, should not be collapsing with the shoulders like this. Still, shoulders staying, rotate in, but the shoulders are being kept in the open position by the back muscles. And the final part, you're holding the shoulders in the open position, rotating the upper arms in. That will give you the elbows a little bit, rotating the upper arm out. That will bring your elbows slightly toward each other, slightly in. So rotate this way. 1, elbows will go in. So we will call it upper arm out, meaning the elbows in, upper arm out, shoulders open. And now you're rotating the hands up and down without losing the external rotation of your upper arm and the position of the shoulders. So you go here, shoulders, upper arm out, and rotate the palms. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and rest. Notice how my elbow did not move. So I'm rotating the elbow, rotating the hand, without my elbow moving. I'm keeping my elbow rotated in, meaning the arm of the upper arm, the bone of the upper arm is rotated out, while I'm performing supination and pronation using my forearm muscles. Very important. Let's try it one more time. Shoulders, upper arms, hands, and go. Just the shoulders, 10 reps. 1, 2, tall spine, 3, 4, 5, 6, no arching whatsoever, 7, 8, 9, 10, and hold. Arms forward, rotate the upper arms bones in, out. 1, without giving up the shoulders. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good. Rotate the upper arms out. 1, shoulders open, and rotate the palms up and down without disturbing the upper arms. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and done. Rest. No worries if it's not working with ease for now. Give it a couple of tries and it will be fine, but it's very important to separate those 3 regions. Okay, let's do the next one. Now, similar body awareness exercise, but only on the parallel bars in the support position. I want to notice one little thing. When you're on the bars, it's very important to keep the upper arm constantly trying or rotate it out. That will give you much better support due to the position of the elbow. When the shoulders are open, the bone mechanically is better placed inside the joint to carry the workload. Otherwise, if your intent is to bring the arm in, which sometimes feels intuitive for many because they think they will engage a lot of chest, but in reality the chest engagement will be diminished because you're bringing attachment point A close to attachment point B of the chest, and you're kind of making that muscle slack a little bit, and all the tension will be wasted on first eliminating the slack, and after there will be a need of more tension to produce more pull. So we really would like to bring the upper arm a little bit in the outward rotation to stretch the chest out a bit. And now any engagement of the chest will result in the direct pull on the arm without wasting any resources or eliminating any slacks, because there will be no slacks. Slightly pre-stretch position. But again, we want to do that only when the shoulders are in a great position. So let's take the position on the bars. Forward, take the good position on the spine, shoulders open, and we're going to rotate the upper arms out without disturbing the shoulders. Out, in, without disturbing the shoulders. And go out, in, out, in, out, in. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and rest. Good. The second part, we're going to hold the same position, upper arm out, and now we're going to rotate the hands a little bit in, kind of try to make the bar go this way with the forearm. Of course, there will be no movement, but you will be engaging some muscles to bring the arm into that inward position. And out, in, out, without disturbing the position of the upper arm and the shoulders. Let's try. I'll go here, spine tall, shoulders open, and upper arms out. And now work with the wrists. In, out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and done. Of course, you didn't see any movement of my forearms because they were locked on the bars, but my muscles responsible for the corresponding movements were activated. So I was kind of constantly trying to do this to the bar without disturbing the position of the upper arm, and that was the goal. So that when you hold the position on the bar, your shoulders open, upper arms out, but the forearms a little bit positioned better to be more parallel with the bars, so that you can be strong on the bars and support it. That's the goal. Let's do it one more time. Supported position, rotation of the upper arms out, in, without disturbing the shoulders, and rotation of the palm out, in, without disturbing the upper arm and the shoulders. So let's go. Take the position, bring the feet forward, spine tall, shoulders open, upper arms out, in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Hold the upper arms rotated out and try to rotate the palms out in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and done. Rest. Great. Again, there might be light movement of the shoulders in the collapse or light movement of the elbow, but it should be done through your active desire not to allow it. So the muscles responsible for that situation, not allowing the situation, have an opportunity to stay stable at all time. Otherwise, you'll be collapsing into the unwanted positions. And again, no worries if it doesn't work out for the first time. Give it a couple of tries. I guess that's why in English you guys call it working out. You will work it out. Okay, let's do the next drill. This one will require a lot of mental capacity from each of you. So we're going to do another body awareness exercise to condition the good position, good support position on the bars, because the foundation is everything. We're going to take this horrible position here with the shoulders forward. You're all crunched up, all bad things. And we're going at once to push the spine into the tall position. 1, upper spine up, lower spine down. Shoulders into the open position. 2, upper arms into the external rotation. 3, forearms a bit in and shift the pressure on the hands onto the index finger area. 4, relax, horrible position. 10 reps like this, 10-second hold after that. Do not be fast. It's not the exercise to condition your muscles. Your muscles are absolutely fine. I want 100% of your focus. You have to go through the mental mantra: spine, shoulders, upper arms, forearms, pressure point switching, and repeat 10 reps. We're going to do that slowly so that your brain has time to think. If you do that fast, just going through the motion, you're not going to do that right. You're going to miss the sequence. And we want to develop a habit of doing this without thinking. But before, we need to practice thinking. So let's try. Set number 1. Horrible position. Spine, shoulders, arms, forearms, index finger area. 1. Horrible position. 1. Good. Horrible position. Spine, shoulders, forearms, and index finger. Good. 3. Spine, shoulders, upper arms out, forearms in, index finger position support. Good. 4. Spine, shoulders, upper arms out, forearms in, index finger support. 5. Spine tall, shoulders open, upper arms out, forearms in, index finger support. Good. Let's do 3 more times. Spine tall, shoulders, upper arms out, forearms in, index finger. Good. 2 to go. Upper arms, shoulders. Good. I messed up, I think, the order. Myself, thinking too much. Spine, shoulders, upper arms, lower arms, index finger. Good. And final, spine, shoulders, upper arms, forearms, index finger. Great. Also, you notice how I mixed up the words a little bit, because I'm thinking what to say. Sorry, apologies for that. I welcome you to come up with your own cues, which might be a little bit easier for you to memorize. So you don't have to use my cues. You got the idea. We need the spine, we need the blades, we need the forearms, we need the upper arms, we need the forearms, we need the pressure shifted onto the index finger area. That's why in gymnastics you might hear so many cues. Every coach comes up with their own cues, such as you're being stretched between 2 horses, or reach to the star, or whatever works for that kid's mind, because every mind is unique. So we want to find the cues which are easy to remember for your mind. Thank you, Masha, for your cameo. Thank you. So let's do it one more time. Don't be distracted by my stretch instructor. She's a support animal. She makes sure that I feel okay during the filming. So let's do it one more time. Masha, you can please go forward. Yes, thank you very much. And go. Let's do it one more time. Focus, don't look at my cat, look at my performance. And go horrible position. Spine, shoulders, upper arms, forearms, index fingers. Good. Spine, blades, upper arms, forearms, index fingers. 2. Spine, shoulders, upper arms, forearms, index fingers. 3. Spine, shoulders, upper arms, forearms, index fingers. 4. Spine, shoulders, upper arms, forearms, index fingers. Good. Horrible position. Spine, shoulders, upper arms, forearms, index fingers. Good. 4 to go. Spine, shoulders, upper arms out, forearms in, index finger support. Good. 3 to go. Horrible position. Spine, shoulders, upper arms out, forearms in, index finger position. Good. 2 to go. Spine, shoulders, upper arms, forearms, index finger support. Good. And final. Horrible position. Spine, shoulders, upper arms out, forearms, index finger. Great. And we're going to finalize this by one good hold, 30 seconds. Now, while you're holding this setup for 30 seconds, you're not thinking about the cat. You're not thinking about the outside weather, whatever. You keep going on repeat in your mind through those cues: upper spine, shoulders, upper arm, lower arm, fingers, the index finger support, and again, and again, and again. It should be so automated inside your mind that next time, after a couple of tries, you just don't think about this and you do that. And it's very important. Otherwise, you'll be just working with some muscles, thinking that we're reinforcing the muscles. We are not reinforcing the muscles. The muscles are fine, and many of you, your muscles are wonderful. They're connected to the brain. Now we're teaching the brain how to play piano. That's the whole goal. So let's hold it for 30 seconds. Again, don't look at my cat. Look at my form. And go. Horrible position. Upper spine up, lower spine down. Shoulders tilted back. Upper arms rotated out. Forearms in. Index finger area support. 30 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 30, and done. Rest. Great. I'm sure you did great. Again, no worries. If it's too difficult for the first time, give it some time. Keep a couple of more tries and you will be good at it. Okay, moving on. Congrats everyone. We made it through the most difficult part of this training, the body awareness, because it requires a lot of mental activity. Now we're going to keep that mental activity in mind and do some drills to reinforce that mental activity. Now we're doing the conditioning. So the next one, we're going to take the support position with all those cues we just learned. Here, knees in front of us, like this. Take the position, good one, especially with the index finger support area here. And now we're going just to bring the knees a little bit up without leaning back. 1, 2, 10 reps, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and rest. Great. Now we're using the compression strength of the hips, and we worked on the compression strength in my previous video about the hip mobility and strength. Please check it out when you have chance. Compression strength means that we're asking the hip flexors to pull extremely hard on the upper leg to get it up. And here we have extra demand for the neutral spine, because by doing so, by pulling on the leg up like this, and by the way, it's not up this way because you will want it to tilt back. You will want to do this back up. That's fake. It's kind of like the bridge in a castle, medieval castle. It's into the hip and towards the torso. That's how the hip flexors are pulling the leg up. By doing so, you're actually stretching your hamstrings muscles, and the hamstrings muscle, by virtue of being stretched, is going to grab your pelvis and try to pull it forward, attempting the collapse of the lower back, trying to lead the entire body into the crunch, and that's exactly what we don't want. We want at all time to think tall spine, tall spine, tall spine, so that the stretched hamstrings will not take our pelvis forward, because if we let the hamstrings do so, we will do this one, and now we diminish the work of the hip flexors. They will not be able to move the leg successfully, because again, we're going to diminish the work by disturbing the base of the hip flexors, some of them, because one of the hip flexors, one of the quad muscles, which is the hip flexors, attached to the pelvis. And if it's here, attached here, so it can pull nicely 1, 2, 3. But if the pelvis is going back a little bit, at the time when the muscle tries to shorten to bring the leg up, you're actually getting this attachment point away, thereby stretching that muscle while you're trying to shorten it. You see the contradictory, right? You're shortening, but you're stretching at the same time. So now you're in a deadlock. You cannot do anything with that muscle. So we want to make sure that the pelvis stays stable by making sure that the tall spine stays there. Sorry for a lengthy explanation, but it's better this way, because when you know what you're doing, you're going to come to that point faster than just shooting in the dark, trying to figure out how the muscles interact. And you can see that there are so many possible situations in which muscles can be interacting in a completely different way, and we need only one to succeed, and we need to know that one. So let's do it one more time. Take the same position. It's here. So you're not thinking up, because you'll be just jumping, not good. Shoulders, spine, especially the lower back. Upper arms rotated out, forearms a bit in, support on the index finger area. And you're picturing the knees going into the torso, up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and done. Rest. Great. You might notice that my lower back was a little bit rounded. That's absolutely fine. I'm still trying to do my best to keep it extended. It's not going to be extended because physiologically the upper leg cannot go past 90 degrees without disturbing the pelvis. The hip does not build this way. So in any way, you will have to round it a little bit. But again, it should happen through the resistance of the spinal muscles. And by resisting, they will be providing the structure to the spine. That's exactly what we want. So no worries if your lower back is a little bit rounded, but at all time you're trying to straighten it out, guiding it towards the floor. It's absolutely fine. You can add another set if you want, but 2 sets are just fine. Same as the previous one, but now we're just holding the knees up in the air with all this set up in place for 30 seconds. And I'm going to count in Russian, just to refresh your Russian, okay? And go, take the position, all the cues in place. 1, knees in, up, and stay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Done. Good job. I hope you're learning how to count in Russian, at least to 10. Next one will be in English, I promise. But only if you won't laugh at my counting. Sometimes I miss numbers. Because I think what to say, I think about my cues. In general, I think a little bit too much. Let's do it one more time. Same idea. Again, hip flexors pulling on the leg. In, therefore up, not strictly up. You're not supposed to lean back. And by the way, to those of you who can't lift the feet off the floor yet, that's absolutely okay. We don't actually care how high you go off the floor. I care about the attempt to perform all those cues and to lift the knees up. Even if your feet are staying on the floor, but you're trying, you feel the tension here, keep it that way. It can look like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, but you're still on the floor with the toes. Absolutely fine. But in your mind, you'll be trying to lift it. The reason why you cannot lift it yet, even with the right setup, we need more compression strength. The brain needs to supply more electricity into the hip flexors in order to shorten them a tiny bit more. And for that reason, we're performing the holds. We are making sure that the flow of electricity is constant to the muscle, so that the brain can figure it out how to supply more of the constant flow of electricity. Otherwise, sometimes when we do reps, the brain doesn't have enough time to supply greater quantity of the electrical activity. And that's why in gymnastics holds are extremely popular. We condition the brain to send more electricity, and after we do the reps, when the brain has only a fraction of a second, to shoot as powerful electrical signal as we possibly can, developed by the holds. So I'll do it one more time. Hold in, good position, spine, shoulders, support on the index finger area, knees up, and go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, done. Great. Perfect. And if you were paying attention to your cues, you actually were not supposed to hear your instructor even. Sometimes you have to zone out to pay attention to the cues. Good job, everyone. Let's do the next one. An interesting drill. In the support position, we're going to lean forward and back without losing our setup, especially the shoulders. So when I ask you to lean tiny bit forward, doesn't mean that the shoulders collapsing forward. We lean back, doesn't mean that you emphasize the arch in the spine. Nothing should change. We're not going to lean a lot, just tiny bit. There must be no swing. You just guide the body with the hands and to lean forward, lean back, lean forward, lean back. Just tiny bit with the hands. Don't try to do that arch the back, crunch the torso, or shoulders forward, shoulders back. Nope. The setup is not falling apart. Let's try. Let's see what we can do. So take the same position. Again, you can keep the feet on the floor as a scaling option, scaling down option. That's fine with the feet down, but pay attention to all those cues. I'm going to keep the feet in the air. Here. Set up and go lean forward. 1, 2. 1, 2. Shoulders open still. Good. Shoulders open. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and done. This one is a bit challenging, so don't try to do swings such as like 1, 2. That's not the point. We don't want it. It looks cool and fancy, but we want an absolute total control. In Russia, we like an absolute total control of everything, including the exercises, of course. So let's do it one more time. Shoulders not collapsing. We don't want to do this. 1, nope, and 2, and you can hold just tiny bit, preserve the setup. One more time. I'm counting 10, 1, 2, 3, 4. Not back and forth as 1. Easier, and go. Here, set up, and go forward. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and done. Rest. Oh, great job. So with this exercise, when you lean back, we sacrifice the support position a little bit. We deliberately transfer the tension from the index finger area to the back of the palm so that we can lean a little bit more back. That's okay. But sometimes with holds, we still, even while leaning back, we still want to try transfer the support point onto the index finger area. Otherwise, we'll be prone to bending the elbows. In this exercise, we sacrifice this condition for the sake of challenging the entire setup everywhere else. But further on, we're going to not sacrifice this setup. Okay, let's continue. With this one, we're going to work on the strength of the back shoulders to keep the shoulders in the open position with the spine open, inverted plank on the bars. Again, we're sacrificing the support point. So I'm talking about this position where you go here into the inverted plank. You make the body in one line with the legs. See, shoulders, we want to do this, we don't like it. Tilt them back and lean back. So right now, your support point is a little bit shifted towards the pinky finger. That's fine. We're sacrificing it for the sake of conditioning the shoulder muscles in the back. So shoulders kept open. And tricky part of this position, because your spine is actually directed 45 degrees this way, right? We often think shoulders down when we try to keep them open. It's here and shoulders down. That is not open shoulders. That will give you the squeeze of the shoulders. Squeeze meaning you will engage rhomboids to do this. And this is not the open shoulders. The open shoulder is this versus just the squeeze. The squeeze, you still can bring the tilted forward shoulders together, which will be felt like open shoulders, but it's not going to be open shoulders. The open shoulders not engaging rhomboids much. It's engaging lower trapezius and serratus anteriors. So that's why when you're in that position, you keep in mind the spine is here. Your shoulders are moving down relative to the spine, along the spine, not an absolute term down to the floor. Down means always, in any position, when you're in a handstand on the bar, the spine in this position, down means along the spine. Along the spine to the mid segment of the spine, that would be down. Do not press the shoulders down to the floor, otherwise it will be just a shoulder retraction or just squeeze the blades, not the right muscles. And we're going just to hold this position for 30 seconds. And again, try not to overtense, breathe normally, place your mind into those cues and try to smile. Very important, smiling. I don't know how to do that, but I'm sure you do. Position, shoulders, and lean back a bit to challenge. 30 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, 30, and down rest. Great. Also make sure that your hands are not slipping into this position, otherwise you will find yourself in that tricky situation when you push the bars sideways. We don't like it. So keep the forearm in one line with the bar, so the bars are not sliding sideways. Let's do it one more time. 30 seconds. Do you want me to count in English or in Russian? I can also do Chinese. No, I'm kidding, I can't. Of course I can't. It's a wonderful language, by the way. I've been to that country a couple of times. Beautiful country. And go. Forward, shoulders, lean back, stay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 30, and down rest. Great. So you should feel some good activation of the back of your shoulders, approximately in this area here, because you're tilting the blades and your deltoids were trying to prevent you from collapsing back. We will need it a lot during the next drills. Let's do easy stuff. We will need only one bar and we're going to condition your quads. So it looks a bit awkward. So you go here. If your bars are too high, you can use any piece of furniture, or you can use the exercise ball, or just be creative to find some position you can hold onto your sofa. So many options available. You hold the bar, and you're trying to implement our setup as well as you can. Upper spine, lower spine, arms, forearms, wrists a little bit sideways. Here, and now you're just straightening the knees. 1, 2, without pushing much into the bar. So try to keep the pressure from the legs light. We're trying to ask the hip flexors for more compression strength, so that when we are holding the upper leg up, stretching the hamstrings, thereby engaging the spinal muscles. Now we're asking the quads, and 3 other muscles of the quads are pulling actually solely on the lower leg. Only one muscle of the quads is the hip flexors, kind of, because it's attached here and here, and also assists with the knee extension, but the majority of the work is done by the other 3 groups of muscles, since now we're keeping the knee up. So now we want to ask the quad muscles to straighten the knee without losing the height of the knee. Because typically what we do, if the knee is here, straighten the knee, we do this. Because it's easy and we don't like easy. So let's do it, 10 reps. Sitting tall, not leaning back, try not to lean forward either, just sit neutrally. Spine tall, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Rest, great. That one's a bit challenging. Again, don't just do that mindlessly. I want you to keep your mind in the cues. Tall spine, open shoulders, upper arms out, forearms in, wrists a little bit that way. Compression strength, no drop in the knees. Feeling some stretch in the hamstrings for many of you, that's fine. If you cannot fully extend the knee, that's okay. If you end up here, that's fine too. You can find something lower. That's an option to downscale the exercise. Let's do it one more time. Upper spine, blades, forearms, upper arms, forearms, hands, and go. Full extension, try, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9, 10. Done. Good job. Can anyone tell me which number I missed? Oh, it means that you were not paying attention to your cues if you noticed that. Kidding. I hope you were paying attention. 2 sets will suffice just nicely. Continuation of the previous drill. Now we're just locking the knees and holding it, still resting the upper legs kinda on the bar. Try not to push hard on the bar, but trying to rest, not too much, and hold it for 30 seconds. Good setup, spine tall, shoulders tilted, up and just hold it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Try to relax. 7, 9, 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 30. Done. Good. During this exercise, try not to over tense the legs. It's only a couple of muscles working here. No need to engage the calves or point toes aggressively. Just time it. By the way, regarding the pointing toes, it's a very misleading name. When I say point the toes, you literally think toes must be pointing forward, so you start torturing your sole muscles and you might start feeling cramps. So toe point is done by the calf muscles by pulling on the heel towards the back of the knee, just like this. 1, and this is your toe point. So the toes relatively staying relaxed, unless you a ballet dancer, you really need to go into that one, but it's unnecessary. Toe point, just make sure that your calf muscle is engaged and pulling on the heel. 1, making it straight line here. So that's a good toe point. No need to try to claw the toes down. You'll be cramping here. So let's do it one more time. Same, try to relax, keep this set up, and breathe in the stomach. And go. Position, shoulders. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 30. Rest. Fantastic, good. And remember, the knees not just up, but in, thereby up towards the body, not just trying to lift it up and leaning back. Nope. Into the sockets, into the hips, and up. Into the hips, up. Okay, next one. You will love this one. It's a bit easy, so everyone should be able to do that. We're going to bring the knees into the lock, take the good setup, and try to lift the legs even higher. 1 centimeter will do, 1 millimeter will do. Even if you can, just give me 10 attempts. Just try to decrease the amount of pressure you produce with the upper leg into the bar, or ideally lift it by a couple of millimeters, or I know what's less than inches. I don't do inches. I apologize. So let's go. Set up, and legs up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and rest. Great. Did you say that it was easy? I lied. You cannot trust Russians. Let's do this one more time. 10 reps. No, actually, you can trust Russians, of course. Trust them. But, you know, trust but check. Доверяй, но проверяй. That's the very famous Russian expression. Means trust, but always check. So, let's go. One more time. Set up, shoulders back, locked up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Rest. Good. That one's a bit difficult. You might have felt a lot of fluctuation here. That was exactly the point. That's what we used to hold the L seat with all that set up. Now see where we're heading towards, but not yet, not yet. Let's do the next one. Continuation of the previous one. Same idea. You're lifting it and you guessed it. We hold it for 30 seconds. Though fast 30 seconds. I'm going to count really fast. Typically I do that for an extra fee with my students, but today I'm generous. And go. Set up, up, hold. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 30. Rest. Beautiful. One more time, cannot emphasize it more enough. Try to relax, do not over tense, do not over point, just invest enough efforts into the position. Don't try to give it all out just because you think that it's difficult. Quite on contrary, when it's difficult, you need to spare your efforts because it's difficult. You need that effort, you need that resources. So try to relax, but hold without losing the position. It's very important. Let's do it one more time. In a good position, spine tall, tilted blades, upper arms, forearms, wrists, locked up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, 30. Done. Great. Whew. That is difficult. We don't want to sacrifice the position of the torso for the sake of the implementation of the drill. It's completely counterproductive. What I mean, if you are unable to lift the legs, but you really want it because I'm doing it, why you shouldn't? For the first time especially, we want to do this one, counterproductive, or we want to crunch a little bit more, counterproductive, because you will not be able to keep the knees locked. That will be difficult. So if the legs are not going up off the bar, that's okay. Just try to minimize the pressure you apply onto the bar or make the bar lower. That's absolutely fine. With time, you will see the takeoff. Just be a little bit patient and it will work out. So here, up and hold it. 2 sets are just enough. The culmination of this training is putting together all those drills we did to accomplish a very nice L-sit. Let's try to straighten the legs into the L-sit from the support position with the knees bent. So we will take the position on the bars with all our cues: tall spine, shoulders, upper arms, forearms, index finger support zone. Here, knees up, remember how up, into the torso, and now you're straightening the knee by moving the shin bone around the knee, not with the knee, but around the knee, almost into your face, kinda aim to your face. And let's do 10 reps. No kicking, no shooting forward. 1, 2, 3, under control, total control of your movement, so that you have time to focus on the cues. Let's try. Let's go here, knees, support. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Rest. Good. Now you can see that would be a good L-sit, and the higher you can hold your upper legs, the closer you are to the V-sits. Okay, I will keep the intrigue going. We'll see what the next drill is going to be. For now, let's try to do that. Again, I was keeping my feet in the air. That's fine. You can keep your feet on the floor and gently extend the, gently straighten the knees. I want you to see how it's not supposed to be done. Even with the good setup, that we don't like. Any variation of this, any variation when you lean excessively back, tiny bit fine for the sake of exercise, just to experience the position, but a lot, not fine. Engage as much of the hip flexors as you can to make sure that your compression strength is great, body setup, shoulders, spine, all those cues, especially the support point around the index finger area, and you should be victorious. So one more time here, spine, arms, go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, rest. Great job, everyone. You can add the third set, but the next one, I'm going to challenge you with the next one just a little bit. Before we do the final drill, you can attempt holding the L-sit, and I will show you a couple of variations of the L-sit. Variation of the L-sit I'm not a big fan of. This one. So as you can see, shoulders forward, spine rounded, legs forward, all good. You still can hold it, it's a good party trick, but sadly, if you want to bring the legs apart in that L-sit, or if you want to do the press to handstand or a planche, that will be extremely difficult to transition, if possible. But some gymnasts would do that way, but it's not efficient. So what I mean by this, it's here, leg sideways. You can't. In a planche, you can't. It's very difficult. I mean, some people for sure can do that, but it's ineffective. Versus the L-sit high leg, with all our cues in place, when spine is mostly in upright, shoulders open, the support area here, the legs are here, so that you can build on that L-sit. And it looks like this. Here. Now you can bring the legs, you can go into the planche, you can go into the press, if you want, of course. Like I don't have this, oh, I have still, yeah, good. And returning to the good L-sit. No way I can do these elements from that first version of the L-sit. We'll just keep it in mind. And as usual, we're going to do the cool down. We're going to push ourselves into the light version of the V-sit. Essentially the same as the L-sit, only you lean back a bit and point the toes, try to point the toes towards the ceiling. Not too high, no need to push yourself hard. Just make sure that you're paying attention to all those cues. And now, when you're leaning back to facilitate the V-sit, again, shoulders back, do not sacrifice the zone of support. Keep the zone of support on the index finger, otherwise you will have difficult time to keep the elbow locked. You will be bending it, and bent elbows will collapse the whole structure. So let's try. No need to use the momentum, no swinging back and forth. Just use force, not too high, just some taste of the V-sit. And let's try this position here. Take the position. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, rest. Great, we're going to do one more time. So as you can see, just lean tiny bit forward, do not sacrifice, push down aggressively, don't collapse, and also make sure that your knees are kind of firmly locked, otherwise the knee will be prone to stay a little bit unlocked due to the stretch, quite excessive stretch on the hamstrings. The hamstrings will be pulling the shin bone in a slight bend, and that might throw you out of the balance. But Don't block too hard, just enough so that the kneecap is kind of firmly locked between two muscles. That's it. No need to over-engage it. Let's try one more time. No momentum. At no point I want you to do this. 1 and 2, trying to swing yourself back. You might fall. We don't like falling back. Of course, it might happen, so be careful. Is it one more time? Pay attention. Toe, spine, shoulders, support point, knees locked. 5 reps. Light lean back. Shoulders back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And rest. Done. Perfect. And that will be it. No worries if you didn't get it for the first time. Give it a couple of tries. It will become better. But please exercise in the first place, not your muscles, but all the cues we have been talking about. And everything will work out just nicely. That is it for today. Thank you very much for your attention. Thank you very much for trying. Please let me know how it went. Please, which drills you liked most. It's always good to know what you guys think, to come up with the next training to challenge you a little bit more in a different area. Thank you very much. Take your time, try in the gym, practice, and I'll see you in my next video. Thank you very much. Trainer Maxim with you and my stretch instructor Masha. Enjoy your day. Bye bye.